Tonight I want to move on to another person on the coast, and that is Peter Ridd, who is a celebrated scientist, an award-winning scientist, who has earned the respect of many people around the world as a scientist. And he has said many times, with scientific proof, that the Great Barrier Reef is in fine shape. And sadly, because it's been turned into a political football and lies are being told about the reef, tourism is suffering. That means the people of Queensland are hurting. So it's not just farmers and farming communities, it's also tourist communities in the north and in central Queensland, and in fact tourism along the whole of Queensland. The Great Barrier Reef is in fine shape. Cyclones come, cyclones go. The reef suffers, the reef recovers. It has periods of bleaching. And in 2008, the reef in the southern portion bleached when there were record cold temperatures. But the Greens were not running around saying that we were expecting imminent catastrophic global freezing due to the use of hydrocarbon fuels, as some lunatics were in the 1970s. No, now it's global warming blamed on hydrocarbon fuels. In fact, it's nonsense. We have periods of cold and periods of warm that are natural and cyclical, and that affect the whole of the reef in various parts at a time. Speaking of the coast, I also want to celebrate the work of Timsy, Rodney Timms at Innisfail, a fisherman. And he's finding the coast is locked up, not only by the UN dictates and the UN policies that are being implemented by state and national governments, Liberal and Labor governments, but also by excessive bureaucracy in Queensland. And that same bureaucracy is creeping down to New South Wales, where I've also met with fishermen who have been suffering under this oppression. I also want to acknowledge the work of a friend of mine, the late Bill Izard, who was fighting the bureaucrats for many, many years in North Queensland. This is a vital natural resource, a renewable resource, fish. They come, swim through our waters, and then swim up into Papua New Guinea. Yet, as Maurice Newman, the well-respected businessman, has said, and as Keith de Lacy, the former treasurer of Queensland, has said, these fish swim into our water, we're not allowed to touch them, and they swim out of our water and into Papua New Guinea, and they get caught and they get sold back to us. So we're doing people out of work because of a UN dictate, and we're destroying an industry in our state because of that. And it's stupid, absolutely stupid, there's no evidence for it. Walter Stark is a well-known and well-respected marine biologist working out of Townsville at the moment, an American with many years' experience around the world, and particularly in North Queensland. And he says, Madam Acting Deputy President, that the sustainable catch of fish in parts of the Barrier Reef is, listen to this, 1,500 kilograms per square kilometre per year. And the actual catch is 0.9 of a kilogram. We are being locked up by the UN with complicity from Labor Liberal duopoly that have governed this country exclusively for 60 years, and the people who are paying the price for this idiocy are the everyday Australians who have a job or who had a job, and taxpayers. Who caused the problems? Liberal Labor government. Who pays? The people pay. This is theft of opportunity from our people. We are destroying, government is destroying the productive capacity of our country. It is a national disaster. And we need, as I said last night, restoration or compensation for the theft of property rights along the coast and also in farmlands. Restoration or compensation. Thank you very much, Mr. Acting Deputy President.
Senator